We are recording.
A
Okay, so we're taking a short break from our campaign to instead do a little combat practice. Um, just get more fluid with it and role play through combat, um, and not have to necessarily talk about the mechanics too much.
yeah. Do you remember the flow chart?
I have
It's
it here,
you
but
have it.
I have the paper here,
Oh my.
but
Okay.
but I think I've got it locked
It's
in.
pretty simple. It's just announce intent and then just don't narrate until everything's done.
Yeah, I don't know why it was messing me up so much last time.
I mean, that's the hard part because you're used to you just do what you're doing and then you roll and then you narrate immediately. But there's a
Yeah.
lot to you let the dice tell you what happened, you know?
Hmm.
All right. So for the first combat, I mean, I guess I can just set it up like I would. I
Yep.
don't really have to tell you the situation out of character. So
I'm ready.
let's try that. All right. But you know what? Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm going to the one thing about Mythras that is not necessarily my favorite is that it's very difficult to have combat like NPCs without preparing them ahead of time. So you don't necessarily have to. I mean, it's not hard. You just have to have something to reference. You can go on the Meg and then just give you have a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah,
But you have to have something to reference, right?
I would probably have a handful ready.
I have a folder.
Yeah, you have like a folder ready, and then just you don't have to do a bunch of prep each time. You could maybe add one to the folder for the next session, or you just use the same ones and tweak this one little thing.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
pretty simple. You just if you have something like, oh, this will probably come up, have them in your folder. You have like your main folder, which is all the, I guess, stat blocks, for lack of a better word. And then you have your prep folder, I guess what you would call it. And like, you don't even have to put anything in there. But like, as the game is going, you're like, oh, this might come up.
Yeah,
Then, you know, and if it doesn't come up, who cares, right? And if
there's
something, sorry,
no. Go ahead.
if something comes up that you didn't see coming, it's fine. You can start a combat without having a a stat block. Really, you just
Hmm.
like, okay, this is the guy. This is what he looks like, um, and then you can just grab a stat block. Or, and this could be even more devious, is you just it's not that difficult to come up with the stat block on the fly.
Yeah.
You just don't. It won't be like fully detailed. Like, you know, if you have
Hmm.
a stat block, it's going to have like their title, all their stats, how many action points, damage modifier, magic points, movement, blah 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 blah. But you don't need all that. You just like, okay, this is how many action points they have, and their here's a skill level 70, right? And
Hmm.
then you just decide their action, whatever you describe, that's what their armor is, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, well, you're pretty much good to go. The weapons are all pretty much the same. Like,
That's probably what I do. I'd prep some things, but I probably find myself doing the third one a lot.
yeah, and you just write it down as you like fill it in your mind. You know, just like, oh yeah, this person.
I was just about to say that. You don't pause the game and say, "Wait, let me write this down. Let me figure this out." You figure it out as you're doing it.
Yeah, I
Your
think writing it down
NPC,
though.
you write it down
Yeah,
as you're doing it. Yeah.
because you don't want to like say, oh yeah, this person's wearing I don't know, articulated gothic plate, and then someone stabs them, and you're like, oh yep, they're dead. It's like, what? I stabbed them with a toothpick. How are they dead?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, all right. So let's go ahead and
Ready.
let's get started.
Wait. Let me. Let me. What am I equipped with? Just before we start.
When you're talking about all the
Wait.
GM preparation needed, and then the player's like, "Wait a minute, I'm not prepared."
I know, bro. I just need
um,
to see what I'm holding. Okay.
and
I
yeah, I
do in
think
fact.
the more we play, the more it's like, oh yeah, I have this weapon, and that's what the stats of this weapon. Although remembering I think the size is easy, the reach is easy, the damage is easy, but remembering the armor points and hit points for every weapon, that's like that's a tall order.
Mm,
That's why you have a cheat sheet.
I don't know why I have short sword and broadsword on here. Um,
On your is that
on Lucius, yeah.
I think it's because you had picked up one of those weapons in your adventures.
Okay, I'll go with a shield and a broadsword. That sounds fun. Okay, I'm ready.
Based. All right. The crowd cheers as Anathame steps into the ring. She stares you in your eyes and gives a sly grin. Let's give the people a good show, Lucius. And she readies her spear and shield.
I'm standing on the opposite end. I have my shield already on my arm. I draw out my sword, give it one bang. I say, I agree, let's. And I give a smirk and I say, no magic, right?
She smirks back. Uh, yeah, sure. No magic, no magic.
Whatever you say, let's go. And I take a step forward towards the center of the ring.
Anathame, with her short spear in hand, runs towards you, making sure to keep her shield up to guard the left side of her body.
I have my shield in front of me, guarding my head, chest, and left arm. I rush forward and uh, thrust with my broadsword.
Is that a success?
Success.
Anathame will parry with her spear, keeping her shield by her side. And that's a fumble.
Okay. I roll combat style versus 83.
All right. Success, but it's a lower.
Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, forget that. I thrust toward Anathame's right leg with the broadsword. 7 damage. And um, on the way back, I make a swinging motion, damaging her own spear. Should I roll again?
Uh, we can use the same damage.
7.
Okay. Her spear cracks, but it's still useful. her leg is gashed, but the armor held up.
I left a horrible gash on her leg, a scar that she'll surely uh, always remember.
Anathame rears back with her spear and thrusts it towards you.
I stand firm.
Failure.
I laugh. Is that all you got, Anathame? Really? And I go for another thrust. Success.
Success. Um, she interposes her spear between your sword and smacks it out of the way, but is, leaves herself open.
I I sense her getting tired, and I refuse to let up. This time going for an overhead swing. Success.
Failure.
7 damage to right leg. And roll willpower versus 80.
Failure.
Okay. I slash at her right leg, 7 damage, and I hold my sword toward her and say, "Give up now, Anathame. Come on, you're too far behind."
She falls down on one knee and drops her shield and spear and says, "All right, Lucius, you got me. Good show, good show."
I sheathe my sword. Indeed, and I help her up.
All right.
Okay,
Well,
do you think that was okay to use compel surrender? I wasn't sure.
uh, I
Maybe
feel like
not,
it
but
probably wouldn't be.
yeah.
Although it did bring up a good thing to point out is that compel surrender, you actually don't do any damage
Oh yeah.
when you use that special effect. I kind of let it ride because you would have done enough damage to damage her enough. It would have given her a serious wound, and she would have, surrendered after that. So I kind of felt like, oh yeah, she realized that
Okay.
you had shown mercy, and so she gave up.
That was
Um,
my thinking was, oh, I got her in the right leg twice, I think, so
yeah.
okay.
Oh, and then
Rather than compel surrender special effect, I could have just narrated like stepping back as her leg is bleeding, you know. So like that's enough.
yeah. Another thing is that I actually messed this up too. Was when you choose damage weapon as a special effect, you can't hit the combatant. It says you apply damage to the opponent's weapon
Instead. Okay.
instead.
That makes sense.
It says no damage is inflicted on the opponent, even if there is excess damage. So there we go. That's one combat. Oh, just 1 second. All right. So that's with damaged weapon. You damage the weapon, you don't damage the person. I thought it was funny that you use Scar opponent.
Yeah.
Um, I was surprised you didn't choose one of the special effects that happen that you can only choose when someone fumbles.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Are there any? I know there's accidental injury, but that's only if the attacker fumbles. What about anything else? Force failure. That's one.
Oh, here it is. Force failure, opponent fumble. I think that's the only one. Opponent fumble.
Yeah, the other one is the attacker fumbles. So
Yeah.
I feel like if there's a fumble, you just pretty much always choose force failure.
Oh yeah, because you can do force failure and then pick another special effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Should have gone with that one. But yeah, that was. I was lucky in that one, so I'm like, I'm gonna gloat.
yeah, dude,
Really, probably shouldn't have, but it worked out,
that was
so
a
it
real
was worth it.
stinker for Anathame.
I know. She's probably all mad.
Are these dice weighted? Let me make sure I didn't weigh these dice. No. All right. Well, that was a good test. What about let's do a 2-on-1 and see how that goes.
Okay.
All right. So let me see. How do we want to do this one? Okay, got it. Mm. On the side of the road, out from the bushes, two bandits jump out. Your money or your life.
I'm taken aback. I step back. My shield is still hanging on my back, but I do have time to pull out my sword wordlessly. Shing.
The second bandit inches closer to you with his short sword drawn. I won't say it again. This is your last chance. Your money or your life.
I charge towards him, screaming like a madman. Ah! Um, with a thrusting attack. Success.
Failure.
Mm, I want to. Okay. I thrust my sword toward his chest, impaling. That's 9 damage to the chest. Um, maintaining hold of the weapon.
The weapon is stuck in the armor. The bandit winces in pain and he swipes his sword at your arm, trying to get you to let go. Failure.
I uh, I just I maintain my position. I hesitate, hold up my arm, but don't do anything. I guess that would be an action. So
Sorry,
no.
pause real quick. What would be
Okay.
an action?
So he's swinging his sword, and I just kind of hold up my arm, and I'm still holding onto my sword in his chest, but I'm just kind of
Yeah.
wasting a moment of time.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be an action. That's just built into the
That's just built into the
skill
system.
roll that you kind of sidestep it without taking advantage of the opportunity.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Um, The other bandit charges at you with his short sword. Says, "I see you've chosen your life." Success.
I try to block it with my open hand. Success.
All right.
With my left hand.
So that's 6 damage to your left hand, left arm. It would be reduced by half to 3 since it's a small.
Okay. I swat that sword away, blood just gushing out of my hand, and I try to jerk my sword out of the first bandit's chest. Roll brawn if he resists.
He can't resist.
I yank it out. One damage to his chest.
The bandit screams in pain, clutching at his chest. The other bandit decides to try and take advantage of the situation and slashes at you again.
I try to block it with my own bloody weapon.
Failure.
Success. Roll combat style versus 54.
Failure.
Okay. As I'm parrying, I knock the sword completely out of his hand. And I scream at him like a madman again. Blood dripping from my blade and from my wounded hand.
All right. Top of the round.
I charge toward the unarmed man with a thrust.
With no other choice, he dives to the side, trying to avoid the madman charging him. Failure.
Critical success. We'll do let's see here. Where is that one? I swing. I change from a thrusting motion at the last second to an overhead chop, doing 12 damage to his head, sinking through. Sorry, to his head.
Okay. The man is bleeding. His helmet is chopped through, taking the brunt of the force, but he's stunned. Blood is in his eyes. Um, his friend that with the bleeding chest just tries to grab you, trying to do something. Failure.
I yank my sword out of the guy's head and turn around. And just anticipate his attack. I then scream as loud as I can, charging back toward him. Success.
Oh. Critical success. The bandit sees you coming and is able to grab your sorry, roll combat style.
Success, 80.
The bandit is able to grab your broadsword from your hand and is now facing you down with short sword in his right hand, with your broadsword in his left. He grins. The other bandit is covering the cut in his face, screaming.
I run from the man who just took my weapon, go back to the screaming man, and I try to get behind him and grapple. Failure.
The blood makes him too slippery, and he's able to slip out of your grasp. Top of the round.
I try again, wrestling with him, the slippery, bloody man. Success.
Failure.
I managed to grab onto his left leg, 4 damage. And hold him in place. Yeah, that's it. I'm holding him in place. That's it.
All right. The Now, dual wielding bandit charges at you and says, I don't care how much money you have, I'm killing you. And he swings at you with your own broadsword.
I, holding the other bandit in front of me, try to move him in front.
Okay.
Failure.
Hmm. The um, the bandit swings towards you, but uh, the his friend is in the way. He tries to stab your leg, but he catches his own friend in his leg. His friend cries out in pain, says, "Please, just let us go." The bandit is startled and he drops your broadsword and starts to run away.
I start biting his leg that I have gripped. Failure?
Mm. The man, he's not putting up a fight anymore. He's begging to be spared while his friend runs away.
Okay. Yeah, I bite him. I think that's it.
Yeah. So
That
that
was
was
fun.
interesting.
Yes.
Um so one thing I was trying to I didn't want to use take weapon. I was trying to use grip, but I didn't realize that that's an offensive only special effect. So take weapon is what I used. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
and I used it also because since it was a critical, you were gonna have to roll a critical to beat it.
Oh yeah. Why would you not
um,
use take weapon if you can?
yeah, right. Um, I did get kind of lost in the sauce for a
Mm-hmm.
second there. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't write down the how much damage you did to that guy's head. I think I need to do a better job describing what people are wearing because these guys they had heavier armor on their chest, abdomen, and head than the rest of their body.
That would be good. Also, um, differentiating them instead of the first bandit and the second bandit. Like you did in last session, you said the rookie and the captain.
Yeah,
That's enough difference, at least.
yeah, I agree. And
Um,
then I have probably hmm, is there something I can put up here just to let you know that I don't have any action points left? Because I have an indicator. Here, I'll just put this. Oh, shoot. Here we are. Red. And I'm going to put a chip, and it's going to be red.
okay.
I have no idea what this is going to look like.
You can do a chip, or you can just go, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't work for me because I'm blurred here.
Let's see what happens. What does this look like? All right. That just means I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. That's what we'll have. Red.
It should put like a sad face on.
I wish.
No, whatever you want to do.
I don't know how to. Oh, here are face properties. Can I do a symbol? Nope, I can't. Display image. Oh yeah, yeah. Choose. Can I put? I'll just put skull.
That's cool.
I'll put a skull here too. And this is a disgusting color. Oh my goodness, that's awful. Red.
I like
There.
that.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was okay. I think uh, I got lost in the sauce a little bit, and now I have something to tell you that because I hated just being like, all right, top of the round, guys.
Yeah, I think it's better to have that chip. Um, I think if anyone watches this when I upload it, so far up to they'll be like, "Oh, look, he's looking at his sheet every time he wants to do something. This sucks." I think, yeah, that's fair. But I think I'm gonna pick like a few that'll be like my mainstays. I was kind of experimenting with stuff that I haven't done before, which is
Mm,
why it was slower. I just wanted to try this, try this, try this.
yeah,
So
I
I'm
was
gonna pick like
surprised.
three so that always know how it works.
What special effects did you use when you attacked the guy in the head?
Uh, choose location, maximize damage.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised you didn't just choose bypass armor, maximize damage, and whatever location you got would be the location. Because that would have
Oh yeah,
ended him.
should have done that.
That's pretty much always the go-to, in case you were wondering.
Okay,
Because at least if you have two, if you only have one, then yeah. Because if you critical, then that's yeah, that's pretty much the one of the best ways to do it.
choose location, bypass
But
armor.
interestingly enough, if your opponent has natural armor and is wearing armor, it only ignores one of them, which is kind of
You said wearing armor and has natural armor.
yeah. So if you're fighting a
Oh,
lizard
okay.
man with like a leather tunic, it'll only. I mean, I'm sure I would just ignore the most, right? So like, I don't know. How would you handle that? Would you do the outermost layer or just the most protective layer?
Let me think.
Or
Probably the
even better,
outermost.
I don't really care about if there's two types of armors. I'm not even sure what that looks like on a stat block. I'm just gonna ignore all of it because I can't be bothered to be like, how much of that is the natural armor? How much of that is
Oh
the
yeah, the
armor?
stat block doesn't even say that. I don't think it just
Not
says
that I
armor
know of.
points.
I think
This.
it says like yeah, it says armor points, and then at the top it'll be like armor. It has this, and then also they have natural armor. It isn't I don't know if it tells you. I don't know. I'm just gonna ignore all of it. So choose bypass armor all the
Yeah,
time, every single time you can,
that's
because
fine.
it'll bypass all the armor, like it says on the tin. All
What
right,
I'm imagining like bypass armor against a dragon. I guess you can do that.
yeah, going like
Does it
between the
have a soft
scales.
spot?
Yeah,
Okay.
you like wedge between the scales, something like that. Um, yeah, I think I would just simplify that. I don't really care that much.
Okay.
There. What else happened that I was like, what's going on? Oh, I did forget to roll for another serious wound endurance check when his buddy stabbed him in the leg.
Mm,
Um, I rolled it a little bit later and was like, okay, yeah, nothing happened. He's fine.
yeah. I feel like they could have. They definitely could have had me. But yeah, I was fighting like a madman. I guess they didn't want to deal with that.
Well, I mean, this guy was his
He
friend
had
was
some.
dead or was dying, and he was already stabbed in the chest. So
Yeah,
he hadn't taken enough damage to actually like be wounded, but yeah.
yeah. Like a serious wound. Not yet.
Mhm. All right, let's do one more, and this time we'll get some range stuff going on here, which will be interesting. I'm surprised you didn't use your action points to, especially when they failed and you had an action point advantage, to draw your shield.
Oh yeah, you can do that with. You can. I guess because I'm thinking it takes a while to kind of equip it on your arm, especially in a scuffle. But you can do that with one action point.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think carrying your shield on your back is that realistic, anyways. Like,
Uh,
like think about it. Like, how
yeah,
would you do that?
you just mark when a soldier's marching. I guess he just has it on his arm. You don't put it on your back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, someone tagged. All right. Yes. Sorry for the thing we were talking about earlier about the magic points. I was correct. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's see. What will be the situation this time? Let's spice it up a bit.
I'm gonna try and go faster.
All
And
right.
I'm not gonna look. Which one do I want? I'm just gonna go with maybe these four here.
Uh, the damsel screams from the tower. She shrieks. At the top of the tower is a bowman with his bow at the ready, and at the base in front of the door stands a gladiatorial-looking fellow armed with a spear and a shield.
I'm looking up at the marksman. I say, John, I'm coming for you. And I run up towards the speared man, sword and shield in hand.
John lets an arrow fly. Says, "That's what I'm counting on." Success.
I see him pulling back the string, and I try to jump out of the way, tumbling onto the ground. Success. Oh, I landed on the hard dirt, the arrow just whizzing past me.
Okay, so timeout.
We can't do that.
Well, you can, but evading is an opposed roll. So even though you succeeded, 24 is higher, and so you would still get
Okay,
hit.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Um. So. I guess I should probably roll all this garbage. Okay. As you dive to the ground, the arrow strikes you in your right arm, doing 1 damage.
Um, the arrow makes a notch in my armor and bounces off. I'm in shock as as I realize how lucky I am. I dust myself off and get up.
The gladiatorial warrior steps closer to you with his spear and shield. His chest, abdomen, and helmet armor gleams in the uh, full moon light. He decides to thrust his spear straight at you. Failure.
I have my shield blocking kind of my upper area. I let his spear go past me.
John, cursing under his breath, grabs another arrow from his quiver.
I look towards the heavy spearman. Marcus, I didn't want to do this. And I thrust. Success.
Failure.
I thrust straight under his arm into his chest, in a spot that's unarmored. 6 damage. Pull it straight
Is
out.
that supposed to tell me to use bypass armor?
Yeah.
Bypass armor is only a critical.
Ooh.
Read the man.
I know. It's right there. Okay. I stab towards the chest. 6 damage. Endurance versus 46.
Failure.
As I pull out the blade, a huge red spot forms on his side as he begins to bleed grievously.
Marcus just cries out in pain. Says, "You scum of the earth! You'll never get her."
I say, I'll make sure that I do. And I go for a swing. Critical.
Failure.
12 damage to the right arm. Completely on an unarmored spot, chopping through.
Marcus falls to the ground. His arm is cleanly separated from the rest of his body. He coughs up some blood before his eyes go blank.
I kick him over, swing the sword, and let the hot blood come off of it, and look up toward John.
Panic fills John's eyes as he desperately places the arrow, or he knocks his arrow.
I catch my breath just for a moment.
John decides to aim straight at you, at your forehead. He shouts at you and says, "I can't believe you've betrayed us for this whore. I'm not letting you take her, and I'm not letting you leave here after what you've done to Marcus."
I'm standing, exhausted, but I catch my breath and then run to the tower and try to bash my way through the door. Success. The wooden slats creak and then smash as I go through the door. Ah, I grip my arm and look around the bottom room of the tower.
The inside is barren, nary a chair, no furniture at all, only sconces lit aflame with a staircase spiraling along the wall, heading to the floor above.
Wasting no time, I start running up that spiral staircase, my head upward, looking upward.
At the top of the staircase, there's John crouched on the far side by the tower wall with the maiden tied up next to him.
I run up there, approaching them. Juliana, don't worry, I'm coming for you. I brandish my blade, dripping with hot blood.
Her muffled screams from her now gagged mouth fill the air with dread.
I get my shield ready and rush toward John, just charging him.
John mouths something and lets the arrow fly. Failure.
Success. I hit him with my shield. 4 damage to the head, knocking him back a good distance. My eyes on the ledge at the top of the tower.
His helmet flies off, pinging off your shield, and he reels back off balance until he tumbles over the wall down to the floor below with a harsh crunch as he hits the ground.
I catch my breath without wasting a moment, drop my sword, rush over to Juliana, take the fabric off of her mouth.
She breathes heavily. I knew you could do it. I knew you could come save me.
I caress her face for a moment and then help her up and help her out of there.
A strange smell fills the inner chamber of the tower, a stench that stinks to the high heavens. In your arms, the damsel is transformed from a beautiful woman to a ghastly ghoul in your arms.
What? Juliana, no! I back away, too shocked to do anything.
The horrid creature lurches at you with its razor sharp teeth and claws.
I
Failure.
try to dive out of the way toward where my sword is on the ground. Failure. I land on the ground, but my sword is out of reach. I crawl over to it, pick it up, and look at her. Juliana, no, this can't be.
The ghastly creature rushes towards you and leaps atop you to bite into your flesh. Success.
I move my shield, trying to parry. Success. Keeping myself safe from her attacks. I then push her off of me. Success.
Failure.
I bash her with the shield. A considerable distance away from me.
The ghoul is forced back, but its hunger is ravenous, and it leaps at you once more. Success.
I don't have time to block it. My eyes grow wide as she approaches.
The hmm. Hmm. Interesting. The ghoul just tries to chomp down on your neck. Mm-hmm. Oh, no. For 4 damage.
Luckily, I move at the last second, and my helmet protects me from her teeth.
All right.
A tear coming down my face. What did they do to you? I take my sword. Success.
Failure.
Um, Endurance check versus 31.
Failure.
I slice at her head. 10 damage, causing gushes of blood to pour out from her a nasty scar in her face, just bleeding out.
The ghoul's head is like hanging by a thread as it stumbles backwards. Uh, it can't get its bearings, and it swings wildly.
I wipe a tear from my face and stand up, getting ready to finish the job.
The ghoul continues swinging wildly.
I rush forward and, with the shield again, try to knock her off of the edge. Success.
Failure.
Endurance versus 22.
Failure. Oh, success. Sorry.
Sorry, no roll required.
Okay.
I bash her as hard as I can with that shield.
She tumbles over the side and crunches right next to John. The body begins to immediately smoke and deteriorate until it
I'm
disintegrates into nothing.
I'm looking over the edge, heaving, and then I vomit over the side of the tower. And then turn around, drop my weapon, and slide down, leaning against the edge of the tower.
Cool.
That was cool.
What do you think about that?
That was a really cool scenario. Yeah, I liked how I knew those people, made it more personal,
I liked it too.
and then turning her into a, what did you call it?
I didn't really name it. I kept changing what it was.
I don't know.
But
I just
I was
imagine
using the
this
ghoul stat block.
ghoul. I just imagine this putrid, deteriorating, like dark green skin falling
Mhm.
apart kind of deal.
Yeah, interesting. Sorry, I just noticed this weird typo. I got confused a little bit because I was still counting the action points while you were rushing up the tower. I don't know if you were.
I was, and I didn't know if I should stop and then start again when I get to the top, or just keep counting action points,
I
which I
think
did.
probably keep counting them is probably what we're supposed to do.
I would think so, unless it's like you're running up for like a few minutes, or like you're running to the other side of a facility or something. Then you
Yeah,
can start over. But we're gonna meet again in a few seconds, so I think counting the action points makes sense there.
yeah. Um, the Yeah, I thought the ranged thing was all right. The range is really slow in Mythras, so
Yes,
having one guy with a
which is
bow
good.
is not that much damage. Yeah, I like that it's not like just a sword with a range, right?
Yeah,
um, dude, you just absolutely wrecked Marcus, poor guy.
I didn't want to do it to him, but you know I had to.
He, I guess he could have tried to like keep you from getting up, but he didn't. So,
Hmm.
so I think that's one of the main. I was surprised you tried to evade the arrow instead of just deflecting with your shield.
That's true.
It
I don't know.
could have gone
I
really
don't. I
poorly.
don't think very strategically with Mythras yet. I'm
Yeah,
just imagining like that's scary. I'm gonna get out of here.
yeah. Because it could have been if Marcus had tried to keep you from standing up, that could have been gone way differently. Because you
Yeah,
were,
you do not want to be on the ground,
yeah.
Mythras.
Because the what is the fighting while prone is formidable. Everything is formidable.
Mm. Which I was fighting the ghoul while prone,
Yeah.
so it should have been formidable.
Were you not counting as
Although
it as formidable?
no,
Oh.
because you like to have the GM control all the difficulties, right?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
So yeah, I was waiting to see if you'd say that, and I was like,
Yeah.
I guess it's a easy enough position that I can get her or something. I don't
I
know.
don't know, because I'm not telling you to roll combat style, so I'm not going to tell you roll combat style at formidable,
Okay.
you know? But also, is it like fair to expect all the players to remember?
I mean, it's right there,
Yeah. I mean, I guess
right?
that's true. I'm remembering it, so you can remember it too.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
So yeah, I should have done that as formidable.
I wasn't having the target size take into effect. I don't know what your size is. I assume it's between 11 and 20. So if you're 21 to 40 meters away, that's supposed to be one step harder for range. I mean, 20 meters is pretty far.
Mhm.
So I assumed you were within
I'm
that.
size 17.
Okay. But then there's also target running makes it a hard difficulty, which I don't think. No, I did use it, but he passed anyways. Um, but he did one damage to your armor, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But he did not get a special
What
effect,
was
which
it?
is important.
Was it on my helmet or arm? I think it was my arm,
Those are your
which
arm.
is like a padded quilted kind of thing.
Yeah.
Padded something.
I didn't describe all of Marcus's armor. I just described the most armored bits. Did that
Hmm.
Was that enough, do you think?
I thought he was unarmored on his limbs from that
Oh,
description.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure to describe it more.
Okay.
Which is actually
Yeah.
kind of annoying because I have to describe 7 areas every single time.
Um, that's a good topic. How should we describe people's armor?
Yeah.
Succinctly, but clearly. Um,
I mean, you could just say like I was describing um where he was most armored, and I could just say
yeah.
um I don't know, something like, well, let me just like re-describe Marcus. So um the moonlight shines off of his gladiatorial plate covering his um helmet and chest and abdomen. He he wears light armor for the rest. I don't know. Like it's
You
just
could
weird.
say that. One thing, I don't think people really say chest and abdomen that much. You say
His
like,
torso.
yeah, torso or
Hmm.
body. Um, you could say like there's you say an armored man stands before you, the bulk of his armor covering his torso and head,
Yeah.
or or whatever. And I think that's enough. And if like I wanted to know specifically, like if I'm in like say you gave that like kind of general description already,
Hmm.
and then I'm in combat and I'm about to like I got choose location, so I want to know if he's unarmored somewhere. So I would narrate like I look for an unarmored or at least lightly armored spot. And then maybe you would say something like that and I'd
Hmm.
like yeah,
Hmm.
I
I'll
think
just
that'd
put a
be
stat
fine.
block up. No, I'm kidding.
Time out, guys.
Time
We
out,
need
guys. Let me post the stat block in the Discord real quick.
yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
again, people are watching and be like, there, man, he's looking at his sheet, calling timeout and blah blah blah.
Well, it's because we're also still it's
We
practice.
we are practicing, yeah.
Yeah. I think I feel like if I knew more about armor, I could describe it a lot faster and more succinctly, but honestly, I don't. Um,
It's fair. For me, I'll just be like, yeah, no armor except for a single pauldron.
yeah, I think
The
most of the
rest of
people
him
here are
is
more armored than they would usually be in my games.
yeah.
But like, you could just say, let's see, Marcus stands over you with his hoplite plate covering his torso and head,
Mhm.
with lighter armor covering the rest of his body.
That's fine enough.
That's
Yeah.
close, you know. You don't need to know how
Yeah.
much armor points um the armor
Yeah,
has. Like, how would
no,
you know?
you wouldn't. You kind of want to make the description sound more natural, like from a book, but not like a technical explanation.
Yeah, right. And I didn't mention any of the armor that John was wearing, but
Oh yeah,
in my mind, he was just kind of like um, he wasn't wearing armor. He was just wearing plain clothes,
I
sort of
think
like
I
a
imagined him without armor.
yeah.
Like I'm just like John, you butthole. Ah!
So
I wasn't even thinking about that.
apart from the combat, I liked the 4Ding of giving them names, and then
That's
I just made John saying that she's like a bad person. She's the reason that y'all are having this issue. And
hmm
then on top of that, she was not even actually a woman. She was some demon monster thing
hmm
that I don't know was
That
trying
was
to feast
great.
on your soul
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
I didn't think that far ahead.
yeah. But yeah, it just makes it better. Everything more
So much
personal.
better.
Um, what were you looking at when we paused for a moment
Oh
and
yeah,
like
I was just
the
trying to figure
ghoul
out
was about to bite me or something or
I was
pounce?
just trying to figure out a special effect that would make sense for it to use. And I was looking, I was like, bro, there is nothing here. You're already prone. Like it's not
He
a critical. Um I was
bites you really
looking.
good.
He bites you real good. I didn't want to choose impale because that's kind of weird.
That's what I was
Um
thinking, impale, but
so I just
I
ended
don't
up
know.
choosing choose location.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know why I didn't just fall back on that immediately. I could
yeah.
have chosen Remise, I guess, but I don't really want to.
Small
Oh, that's
weapon.
another thing. Remise is kind of interesting
Oh yeah.
because it messes with the turn order. It says may attack an opponent's on the opponent's next turn using a small weapon, cost an AP as usual. The opponent loses the opportunity to take a proactive turn, but can act normally on the next cycle. So, like,
We'll have to be hyper aware if someone uses it. So, how do I communicate that I'm using Remise? Or how would you communicate that to me?
I feel like I would just say, like, at the end of the attack, it's like, with, um, like, say, like, in a dagger, or well, actually, let's use the teeth, because that's what was happening
Yeah,
here. The ghoul bites you. Um, I don't know. It's just, how would you say it? The ghoul chomps down on your head or wherever, your arm, wherever it says, right? And then uh, it rips some flesh off, and um, sorry, I just my wife is over here. She's giving me a face. Uh, I don't know. I would just say, okay, I'm gonna have to go after this. Um,
yeah. I want to
uh,
wrap it up too.
yeah. So,
Hopefully, my
the ghoul
wife is
bites
still
down
awake.
on your, yeah, right. The ghoul bites down on your arm, and it prepares to bite you. Uh, uh, rapid. I don't know, like what. I'm trying to think of a word. Mm, it bites down on your arm with another bite coming imminently. I don't know, something
There
like
you
that.
go.
You
I
know, if
would
it's a
say
dagger, he slashes at your thigh, um, and
you could be
with
like,
another swing coming, incoming.
with lightning speed, she attacks you in a flurry of blades, with a flurry of her blade, you know, and you
Yeah.
roll one attack and then immediately roll one after.
Well, that's what flurry is. Remise is on your turn.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying in this one because it's just the two of us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. Or the
Um,
bite, you could say just she ravenously chomps down on your neck, uh, uh, chomping and feeding on you uh,
I guess we
before
could
you
also
can
just
react.
just wait until your next turn to say something. Just be like, say on your turn. Um,
Before you do that,
yeah, I know, right?
I don't want to do that
How do I
necessarily.
say?
Yeah,
I mean, since it's only the two of us, then you can say, um, you can just go one after another. Um, but if there was more people, you'd have to wait for that person's turn to come up, and then you just have to jump in, I guess.
yeah.
Um,
Which interrupting people intentionally
I
is,
don't
I
really
think, a
like
good
that.
part of 4D anyway.
You think so?
I think so.
See, to this is just giving me like Shield from 5e vibes, where it's like, oh wait, hold on,
Oh yeah, I don't like.
and I
Yeah,
hate that. I may just change Remise to work like Flurry does, where you just do it right away.
yeah. Fair enough. Would that be exactly the same as Flurry then?
Essentially, Flurry you just make a follow up attack with 8 different body parts. This is for unarmed.
With
Um,
a di-
hmm. I mean, I guess technically that throws off the
Flurry.
balance, but I don't care.
I guess Flurry is a little different. So it's unarmed. So you have to do something with an unarmed hand, and then immediately you can slash at them with your dagger or something.
So Flurry is unarmed, so like you would punch them with one hand and then you'd like knee them or
Oh,
something like
okay.
that on the same turn. With Remise, you have to be using a small weapon, and so I guess Flurry would be the thing that I would use with the ghoul because it's not using a weapon. Um, but yeah,
Okay, yeah. I was I was thinking, yeah. I
you know,
think
I
my
dude, obviously it's like, oh, they slash your thigh with their dagger and prepare to stab you at your next move. There you go.
it's so
Simple,
obvious. That
easy.
the answer is always the simple one.
The issue was we're trying to describe Remise when we're supposed to be using Flurry because it's unarmed.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
guess I don't know. Anyways,
My so oh, I did the cringe dungeon master pose. Kill
I
me
love
now.
steepling my fingers. What do you mean?
I don't like it anymore. But I think my favorite special is take weapon. It's just fun. And my
I
favorite
love
kind
Take
of attack is to bite someone.
Weapon.
It's just animalistic and hyper violent and desperate. I love it.
I will say as well. So you tried to push somebody. I think it was last time that I forgot to talk about it. You can't really push somebody in the rules, but like also the actions and stuff that are in the rule book are the start of what you can do. It's not the end, right?
Hmm.
And so there's tons of what's the word? What is it? Precedent. There's tons of precedent where like there's special effects, but then there's a way for you to essentially do that special effect without like winning a special effect. You just do it as an
You
action.
just do it as your action. Yep.
So with that kind of stuff, perfectly fine. You just like, oh yeah, I push them, and then just use the bash rules, I guess, or use trip. You know, depending on what you're trying to do.
Like as in just use these rules. You just
Yeah,
say I
you just
bash
use
them.
bash. You know, it's like
Roll your brawn.
yeah, and then instead of you wouldn't do any damage, you would just push them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's making sense now.
Yeah. Also, this was a good time.
It
Essentially, this is the first time I've ever used Sophie's Dice. I love this program for anybody that's watching
is
and has
so
been using
cool.
something else. This is just awesome.
These
I like,
Mythras action point tokens are super cool, super useful.
yeah,
D2, D3.
I like that I can just roll a bunch of hit locations. That was really nice not having to ever reference the table for hit location. You just roll
Yeah.
this one die and it tells you.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me
The hit
erase.
location die. T for chest.
20 for head. Yeah, we have slightly different dice for that. It tells you at the
Left
top left.
arm.
Yeah, I might change mine to look like yours. I was just having it this way so that anyone watching would be like, "Oh yeah, a
Yeah.
20. That's a headshot."
I don't care. If they want to learn the system, I'll tell them. But
If they want to learn the system, they can read the book.
yeah, yeah. Don't ask me. Read the book.
You can ask me.
I
I'm
had to
on the
read the book.
You can. Yeah.
He's something. Never
He
mind.
says, not knowing half the rules.
Yeah, I
You can ask me on the Mythras Discord server. Just look up the Mythras.net, go to the Discord, and at me, Adept Austin, and I will help you.
you
All
can
right.
at me and I'll give you the wrong answer. So
I don't really have anything else to say. I think this is good. I gotta go.
I gotta go too.
All
All
right.
right.
See ya.
If anyone watched, thank you. Have a good night.